Hello, this is Mr. Anger, and guess what? This may be my final episode, depending on people's reactions and how people take things. Because people are unpredictable. One thing I've learned throughout life is that, yeah, you can't. I mean, you could depend on certain reactions. You know they'll be there, but life is unpredictable, and people are unpredictable. Now, you may hear noise in the background. That's my brother. He's sitting right over there. Here, actually. Let me see if I can. No, I can't turn the camera around right at the particular moment, but here. That young man right there. Yep. That's my brother. Now, I'm taking care of him this weekend, so if you hear noises or stuff in the background, that's probably him. And he can't help it. He doesn't mean to. He has cerebral palsy. He's been that way since birth. About said birth. But Casey was made that way. Back when my mother was pregnant, the doctor only told her she was having one baby. Just one. When in fact he knew that there was twins. And one, the uterus was divided in such a way that one was stealing more blood than the other. And stealing blood from the other. It could have been fixed with a simple operation, but the doctor never said anything until delivery day. Never will forget that day. But one died, and one got cerebral palsy, all because the doctor didn't want to do their damn job. But here I am professing myself to the community as the bad guy. Yeah, I'm the bad guy. And why am I the bad guy? Because I'm registered. Yeah, I'm registered for something that I didn't even do. All based off of word versus word. No evidence, no nothing. No witness, just word against word. I have a felony because of that. A felony that most people, especially my family and friends, would have abandoned someone over. All my family and friends are still there because they know better. So, why was I proven guilty? It didn't go to a trial. I took a plea bargain. Why did I take a plea bargain? Well, because 4 days before my trial, I got pulled to court in a surprise visit. And on that visit, all the evidence that I had to support my claims, the state blocked. That day, 4 days before trial. This was back during the time when the Me Too movement and the Kavanaugh hearings and everything was up in arms. And that was a big issue. I spent 6 months in solitary confinement, a month amongst people in a cell, group of cells with other people that were in there for the same thing as I was. But I quickly had to get out of there. I did. As a man with honor and integrity, I heard the stories of one guy, and he told the story of why he was in there, and by God, never wanted to kill somebody so bad in my entire life. I wanted to kill him so bad it wasn't even funny. I could taste it. I could feel it. I could still feel it in my bones. But then I would have been no better than he was. Because I know the difference in between right and wrong. I went through a lot during my ordeal. And yes, injustice has been done against me. But I'm doing everything in my legal power to do things the right way. And that's why I'm coming out with this, because I see people out there screaming about injustices, but fighting injustice with injustice will get you nowhere. Just like that day in that cell where that guy told that story. And I wanted to kill him so bad. I could have made him eat the side of that steel bed and crushed his fucking skull in and watched the brains pour out of him and slept like a fucking baby that night. But I didn't, because I would have been worse than he was. It would have made my situation worse and wouldn't have proved anything. I could scream about my injustices and sit there and go, oh, woe's me, and piss my damn Cheerios all fucking day long and go, oh, poor me. But life continues and life goes on. My family can't afford for me to sit around and be, oh, woe's me. And it took me forever to make this video because I didn't want everybody to sit there and go, oh, he's trying to play the victim. No, I'm not trying to play anything. I'm trying to do what's right. Yeah, so I took a plea bargain because I knew that with all this going on, getting an unbiased jury, with the news media forcing that shit down people's throats, especially for word against word, I admit it. I was one of those type of people that thought that anybody on the registry should be fucking killed. I admit it. But then again, I admit that now, after being railroaded into this position, I realize that there's more people on that registry that are innocent than are guilty. National studies, it says 60% of the people that are proven guilty of this crime are not guilty. I didn't even go to trial. Yeah, 6 months in solitary confinement, putting up with shit like that, finding out your wife is having an affair, been having affairs before you even went in, finding that out while you're locked up and behind bars and you can't find any answers because you're only allowed out an hour every day, usually probably about midnight. It wasn't until I got out that I started piecing things together, that I started figuring things out. And everything started making sense. But I took the plea because I want to do things the right way. I took the plea because I had enough. I've suffered enough. Mentally, I was gone. I was nothing but scrambled fucking eggs at that particular point because I was still trying to figure out what the fuck was going on. I had no fucking clue. People sitting there saying that they were going to back me up. My wife. Oh, she's going to back me up all the way up until, let's see here. All the way up until a point where the pictures of her affairs started coming public to everybody and their brother. Once that information got out, she quickly left my lawyer's corner and went to the state's lawyer's corner. How else do you think they knew what I was going to use to prove what I had to say? Because they knew to block it 4 days before I went to trial. I was beaten. I was beat down. It was 2 days before Thanksgiving, or 3 days, I think it was, before Thanksgiving. And I wanted to be with my family. Those that knew better, that loved me and supported me. And they wanted me to fight this and to go to trial, but without that evidence, word against word on something like that, nothing. And there was no claims of physical. It was all based off of words. It was not physicality that was involved at all. It was all based off of words. Yeah, I couldn't take no more. And I thought to myself, well, I still do have legal options. I still can do what I need to do to clear my name, and I still can. So I do things the right way. And why am I speaking out upon this now? Because I see everybody and their brother out there screaming about injustices doing it the fucking wrong way, by fighting injustice with injustice. You don't think I feel your rage and fucking anger about what the hell is going on, about injustice? Don't you think, my God. Yeah, the anger and rage in me is so powerful that At times, yeah, I want to destroy shit. I love, love more than anything in this world to go down the street and do what I have to do against those that have put injustice against me. But what good is it going to do me? And I can. I know I can. But I won't, because it will do no good. Because the only thing that will end me up is what? A life behind bars? No, that won't happen. Because I'm going to make sure to have something on me so that the cop puts me down. No, it'll end me up in the grave or a life on the run. So I fight the right way. As hard as it is to take the death threats, to take everything that I've been through, since all this has transpired and went down, I take it. And I persevere on. Because I know who I am. I know what I am. And I'm going to cross that line. If I was going to cross that line, I would have crossed it that day. And I know some people would say, why didn't you kill him? You know, people were celebrating the fact that this one inmate killed a bunch of people who were in jail for registry offenses. And they celebrated and hailed him as a hero. But he crossed the line. Yeah, I used to be one of those types to think that, yeah, they should die. Believe me, trust me, I know this because my niece was Nicole Lovell. 13-year-old girl who was stolen from her daggone bedroom. Or not stolen, she went willingly, only to have her throat sliced. And as she bled out from that, be stabbed several times in the stomach. You don't think I want him dead? Give me 5 minutes alone in that fucking room, I'll kill him and I'll go to bed without a single worry on my conscience. I goddamn guarantee it. I'll save you taxpayers a ton of money. But I can't just hold him just responsible because I sat there and warned their mother 3 days before this ever happened that she was talking to people that were above her age level. And that things might happen. And you know what the mother said? We're liars. She didn't do her due diligence and check things out. And for that, I placed part of the blame on her because she didn't step up as a parent and prevent it from happening. I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit here and feed you this line of BS or puff smoke up your ass and say that I am. I'm not. I fucked up in my life. I've made some stupid decisions. I got a DWI one time. Thank God no property was damaged. Nobody was hurt. But still, I fucked up. And I pay my price. I pay my dues. I'll admit to my goddamn mistakes. I'll be the first one to tell you that. People make mistakes. It's true. And as much as I hate the mother for not taking the precautions, her mistake is going to be something that haunts her for the rest of her life because why her child isn't there. That's a more killer thing to do to her than anybody else could do to her. At least if she has a conscience, she'll think that way. But I'm the bad guy, right? So fine, send your death threats, send your hate. I ain't worried about you. Show up at my property, I'm gonna do what I have to do. That's just as plain and simple as I can make it. I'm gonna protect myself just like anybody else. I'm gonna die giving my best, just as I expect anybody else to die giving their best, protecting themselves. So, that's the way it's gonna be, then so be it. I don't know what to do anymore. I try. I try to press on through life, but then I see people fighting injustice with injustice and doing things the wrong way. And I can't stand it. And people dividing things up based off of what color. You think the justice system gave a damn about railroading me over? No. I didn't give two shits that I was white. Injustice happens to everyone. I'm not going to sit there and pick apart people's pain based off of what I perceive or what people want to perceive the world by. Because I'm not going to perceive the world by that. I want injustice to stop for everybody. Not just for some, for all. And yes, I admit our justice system is fucked up, but I'm not going to sit here and blame the whole justice system because of it. I've seen the justice system do great things. I've seen the justice system do amazing things. I've seen some cops do some bad shit, but I'm not going to base the rest of them off of it because I've seen cops do great things as well. Most of them have. Compared to the minute few occasions that I've seen cops being dicks, I've seen a plethora more being great and honorable people. I'm not going to fight injustice the wrong way. I'm going to fight it the right way. Because I know who I am. I know what I am. I have honor. I have dignity. I have standards. And I'm not going to cross those for anybody. If I can live with this and do what's right by it, I think everybody else should be able to do what's right and make changes the right way. Not using what they perceive the world by as scapegoats or this or that or the other, or use it as an excuse to create more injustice upon more injustice. You can't let hate control your life. You know what hate? Everybody experiences hate. Everybody has something that they hate. You know what you do with hate? You store it. You save it for the occasions that you need to use it. What do you mean by that? Push it aside. Hate can be a powerful tool. All that anger, all that injustice, all that pain that I've ever felt will come out at the appropriate times when violence is used against me and I have a reason to let that hate and anger and violence out. Until then, I push it aside. So please, by all means, want to kill the pedo? Show up, give it a try. Give me an excuse to let my hate and anger go, because I've been looking for one. Heck, I was wanting to go to the Black Lives Matter protest tomorrow. It's just to go All Lives Matter, because I'm tired of people wanting to sit there and make issues out of fucking color when it happens to everybody. But what's good is that going to do my family, my child, me taking care of my brother that I've done since I was 7 years old? Get me up behind bars? More than likely dead, because I refuse to go back. So, what do? I persevere. I push forward. I work. I get a house. I make sure my family's provided for. And I'm starting to save up the money to make sure that the legal process that I need to get done gets done. That's how I do it. And I try not to let it get me down. I try not to wallow in my misery, and that's why I didn't want to make this video, because I don't want people sitting there thinking I'm just want to have a pity party for myself. No, I don't want a fucking pity party. I just want to get my perspective across on how I see what's going on in the world, and I think it's nothing but goddamn bullshit. People picking apart subjects and issues based off of what they want to perceive the world by. Fuck y'all. All of you. To me, you're no better than the KKK or fucking Nazis. You're using race to push your perception onto others, and I'm just sick of it. The only thing I can offer is this. If I see an injustice happening, I want to try to stop it. Until then, I'm only a human being. I can only do what I can do. And I'm going to do what I got to do. Could you say the same? I'm Mr. Anger.